I may have forgotten that this game plays background audio now. Don't worry about it. So, Squads is live. I figured I would show some Squads gameplay. Just for posterity, here's what this shit looks like. This is how you get your Squad boosters for free. Otherwise, things are pretty similar to the co-op mode. I need to go through this at some point and compare the Sonic Crew Challenge missions versus the Shadow ones versus how many skill points you got before the party update. Because I get the impression that the Shadow ones have not changed, whereas you get a lot more from the cooperative Sonic challenges, the Shadow ones being more competitive in nature. But we're still losing out on 700 skill points per week from the Amy and Eggman requests going away. So I don't know how that works out in the grand scheme of things. I feel like we're getting a worse deal overall post-update. Which just further makes the game more pay-to-win, unfortunately. Oh my god, stop. You fucking NPCs, stop. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your emoji. Holy shit. Holy shit. Like, I can understand using an emoji in a circumstance like, oh, you did something stupid, I'm going to use my Amy hits you with a hammer, or my you know, everything on my first palette has a, I think, fairly clear purpose as to when I would use it to be cheeky. But, like, the amount of people who just use, like, random fucking emoji, just whenever, apropos of nothing, I'm like, you don't exist. You're not a person. Like, I do not understand why a human being would think, I should use this emoji, this will make me look cool. And it's just like a Sonic Racing around the world fucking emoji. It's like, what? Who? What? Why? But yeah, so I have a pretty large breakdown of things on my Discord server that I'm going to read. I can already see someone going, oh no, cool, love that. What color? Oh, yeah. Oh, I misread that. I thought I had the handcuff. But yeah, I've been playing Squads most of today and pretty much nothing else. Oh my god, this is so bad, dude. So I'm just gonna quickly run through this. So I'm almost gonna read this like verbatim. So the overtooling of co-op and squad mode sounded good on paper, but it completely fucks up the ranking system. So for co-op, whales can whale harder because they can buy super attacks with skill points. Wow, 2 people didn't even fucking finish. Great, awesome. Oh, that started happening. Interesting. That was not a problem until I started streaming. Cool. I've been messing around with my controllers and finding ones that don't have as much stick drift or disconnecting. So good to know that that's happening. It's a mystery to me. I think it's generally something wrong with the software to some extent. Anyway. So yeah, whales can whale harder in co-op because they can buy super attacks with skill points. And of course, as I just mentioned, for free-to-play players now gain it in bursts through the Sonic Crew challenges and the Shadow Crew challenges, which I think there's only like 1 per week now. Well, I think there always had been, but that does unfortunately lend to circumstances where even if you're getting more from one of them, I don't know if it's enough to offset the subtraction of 700 that you're earning. You know, also doesn't mean that you're getting like 100 per day to buy the points for that mode. And because of how, like, we saw firsthand how much those super attacks inflate your score. Well, it is nice. So, like, the problem with bots is that bots in co-op mode don't do anything. They don't use attacks. They run around and they will attack treasure chests, but they won't use their fucking homing attacks in a lot of cases. Oh god. All right. Nope. All right. Okay. I'm focusing on talking more than playing. I'm throwing. At least this is one of the stages that has a catch-up wall, so probably, yeah, no. I've never had to take that before. But yeah, we've lost no progress. Love it when your actions in a game don't matter, by the way. Oh my god. Wow, lag. Awesome. It'd be great if we could get more servers than Oregon and fucking Germany. Do I sound tilted? It's because I've been playing this all day. And then playing Overwatch, which has its own issues with the American education system at work. Yeah, so yeah, I need to look at some old footage of when I previously looked at the Sonic Challenge and compare side by side. The problem is I don't think I actually went through the entire challenge, and I had already finished getting all the skill points, and I don't remember how much you got per, like, the problem is that they're in treasure boxes before, because you would get a batch of tune-up wrenches, skill points, and rings all in one thing, and I don't remember. It was always small amounts, like 1 to 200 at most, so I want to say it was maybe like 500 to 700 maximum from a Sonic Crew challenge. But yeah, the problem is, so like whales, so to finish my rant about bots, so they don't do anything except consume resources and slots in co-op. It would be better if they didn't exist in co-op, and squads for that matter, because they just take rings, which you need to survive, and they'll take the good attack power-ups because they'll attack the chests, so they'll get the blue attacks. Wait, Undersea Rexy, I know you. Wait, you're even on my team. That's great. I also ran into fucking Nish the Dish, who's like an old Something Awful Let's Player, who I've also run into in Overwatch before. Small world. Small world. Oh my god. I need to stop talking. I can't fucking focus. So yeah, unfortunately this does have a small amount of drift, not as much as the last one. So I can turn up my camera rotation a bit more, but obviously this controller still has issues because it's a DualShock 4 and apparently they're all shit. Thanks, Sony. But yeah, bots will take rings, they'll take your blue attack power-ups, and then they just won't use them. And they'll keep taking them, even if they already have one. So they actively make it harder to... Not only do they do nothing, but they take resources that you would need to do more damage to the co-op bosses, which is why it was so hard to beat the elite bosses that we saw before the party update. Now that whales can whale and use super attacks, you can actually beat those quite easily, which is nice because you'll get a whole bunch of points from that. The problem is that because the bosses have a fixed amount of health, technically a whale taking more points from a boss means you're obtaining less points overall. I have to carry right now. This sucks. Whoa. Oh no. No, I can't get enough points because my 3 teammates fucking suck. Yeah, then we have the except for Rexy. let's not ignore the fact that I'm angry and being toxic, because this has been my day in a nutshell. So Squad is more balanced in terms of the economy, because the only other way you can get skill or squad experience, squad score multipliers is by spending 7 red star rings in the shop. So you're not taking away from a more important resource like skill points. But because there are multipliers that are applied per round based on your squad's placement, it does mean that anyone playing squad mode in the 2-hour intervals that it becomes available is getting a huge advantage over anyone else in the rankings. And I've seen some pretty volatile increases in other idiots. In some of their, myself included, to be clear. But yeah, I've seen some pretty volatile increases, or rather decreases for my score, because people will just play during these 2-hour intervals and their score will get massively inflated. Like if you play for a straight 2 hours, like with my current score multiplier, I'm getting like 30,000, I want to say, which is a lot for the time invested for that period of time. So unfortunately, that does also mean that I've been setting like fucking alarms for myself to be like, all right, well, squads is active, now would be the time to play to get the most bang for my buck. So if you're actually trying to compete in the shitty ranking system, that is it's asking way too much of you once you get to fucking Chaos Emerald rank. Because again, I feel that losing 2 weeks of progress and having to sweat so hard to make like 2 stars, and then just being in being an 80% or up cost you 4 stars is ridiculous. And like sometimes you have to work so hard just to gain nothing, which is to be in the top 50 to 20. And it's so demoralizing to spend so much time playing the game just to gain nothing from it. So I hate the ranking system, and I still want to get to Master Emerald just to see how bad it is, you know? Part of me kind of wants to just get to 9 out of 10 stars and then fail there, because it would be funny to me, because like once you get to Master Emerald, it then just changes your profile indicator to show you how many weeks you've been in Master Emerald rank. You no longer see, like right now you can see that my highest scores I've gotten, 7 out of 10 stars in Chaos Emerald rank. And it would be really funny to me to make it to 1 star away from getting to Master Emerald and then not progressing past that point. But I've spent so much fucking time that would tilt me if that actually happened. More than I would laugh at it. Yeah, I don't think I've actually showcased any squad-specific ones. The plane's orientation doesn't matter as long as you go through the hole successfully. Just don't touch the cloud and you're fine, because the cloud will kill you. Yeah, also the fact that like the co-op and squad modes... Oh, this team actually knows what they're doing. That's nice. A lot of people struggle. I have a clip that is available on my channel from earlier today, where people, the American education system fucking failed, and people do not understand fucking physics. Oh, well, now we're losing. Well, so much for that. I shouldn't have praised them. Depth perception is hard. I thought I still had a moment before, Oh, no. Also, the fact that this is a 3D plane and not a 2D plane, so the physics will actually cause you to get stuck on the geometry of the plane, is fucking stupid. I don't know why anyone would actually design a level that way. Yeah, I don't think anyone here knows that they can just jump through the hole. Well, I tried. And trying is half the battle. But yeah, squads is frustrating because now you know that the optimal way to play is to play when squads mode is active, but now your rank is partially dependent, your rank progress is partially dependent on other people, so it gets even more tilting when people sabotage you, or are AFK, or are bots, or whatever, because you could have spent score multipliers. You could have gotten a squad score multiplier, and then it just gets wasted by people getting you knocked out in the first or second round, so you don't even get the full effect of it. So it becomes a resource management game, and you're also stuck playing this game in certain chunks. So you're like scheduling your play sessions. It's terrible. This is like the worst example of like just mobile slop fucking engagement bait shit. Like you don't have a life. You're gonna play our shit ass game because we made the ranking system bad. Like asynchronous ranking systems are awful, dude. Like it's the same stuff with Fast Penguin. You have to invest so much time. And then you also have to like kind of pad your rank because like, oh, let's say you want to go to bed. Well, with daylight savings time, the weekly reset happens at 4 fucking a.m. and the last co-op or squad session is from 1 to 3 a.m. So that means that if you want to make sure that people don't blast past you during the last couple hours, you need to be playing this game until basically 3 a.m. And even then, do you want to go to bed if you're close to the bottom of your current bracket? Probably not. Man, I don't like these platforms for whatever reason. They are just absolutely giving me trouble today. Okay, well. So yeah, it's like, oh, you could go to bed, but what if somebody passes you in the last hour that the weekly ranking is still live? And it's just that's like this game is made in a lab to torture people and just make people waste all their time on it. I also think it's really weird that a lot of the Sonic community is so fixated on pairings. Like, I feel like over 50% of the screen names I see that are like, there's all these people who don't name themselves. They're the bots, and then there are real people like me, and then there are people with pairing names like Sonic X Rouge and Sonato and Sonami, and it's just like, you don't have an identity besides the ship that you're promoting. Like Amonvi, that's a name. That's a real name. I like that, but I feel like I see that so rarely. I keep seeing this Metal Sonic motherfucker that's at the top of my ranking all the time, and it brings me a sense of satisfaction knowing that he's such a try-hard whale and still keeps getting kicked out of Master Emerald rank. It's just a twisted sense of satisfaction. But yeah, no, absolutely the changes that they made sounds nice in theory, but now that these modes are like constantly running, like up until the buzzer, and because like, oh my god, that sucks so much, dude. Because the netcode has really shit the bed recently for whatever reason, getting stuck behind people or getting stuck on obstacles has become really tilting. Especially when playing squads for whatever reason, like right off the starting line, I'll get like stuck behind someone and lose all my speed. And then I just can't compete on a race stage because I just get stuck behind everybody. And like anything that you try to do, well, guess what? You're just going to be stuck behind a crowd now. So you're going to have an even harder time getting in front of anybody. But yeah, no, this has unfortunately gotten me close to uninstall territory because, quite frankly, this game is asking way too much of its players for way too little reward. And the thing is, they've tried to reward everybody more, but still wanted to reward their whales extra, and have then created a system where the whales are now even more spoiled. And now the whole competition has become even more extreme for the tryhards and lifers. And as one myself, unfortunately, that's not good for your mental health. And I'm smart enough to be aware of that, but I'm not smart enough to abstain. So, you know, you just play this game and you get miserable trying to achieve whatever goal you've set for yourself. Like, quite frankly, once I get to Master Emerald rank, I probably won't have a reason to play this game anymore, because I'll have achieved a permanent thing on my profile. There's no reason to change that 0 to a 1. I'm assuming that once you hit Master Emerald rank, the thing that appears at the start where it says, "Oh, you're playing with a Master Emerald Rumbler," I'm assuming if you get kicked out, that benefit goes away and it doesn't like show you anything based on your maximum earned rank. But it would still be nice to see if that does in fact happen. So that's another reason why I kind of want to test that. I'm doing my science bullshit where I want to know how the game works behind the scenes and how it qualifies some of these things. But yeah, just like so many of these matches are, because the game's player base is so small, you run into a lot of situations where your matches get filled with bots. And then you'll enter like a finale with like a 5k ring deficit right off the beginning. And it's like, why even play at that point? Like, there's no way you're gonna win. And again, it basically just comes down to you want to stick around because you will get a multiplier based on your previous progress. But again, the problem is if you get paired with a bunch of bots, because your multipliers are on a per round basis based on your squad score. If everyone's just shitting themselves for the entire 4 rounds or 3 rounds, then your whole multiplier is going to be shit. Like instead of 2, it's going to be like 1.5 or 1.25 or something like that. Also, I am gaining a ridiculous amount of score because I had to get to, well, okay, I had to get to 123, and then in the last hour that I've been playing, this motherfucker got to 134. See, this is what I'm talking about. I started this like around, around where here is now. And then, so I've gained like 20 to 30k in an hour, actually, because I think everybody's playing with score boosters, unlike earlier in the day when everyone was sleeping and I was just stuck playing against bots with, like, I have a screenshot where I had 2 bots, I had a unnamed player, and I had to go against 2 people with the Golden Sonic Knight skin, which was a launch whale skin that cost $75 real, and then a couple people with Amy skins that I think were from pre-releases. They were like rose, like red and white dresses that I haven't seen before, and they all had gold banners, which means that they've gotten 750 top 3 placings each. Also, Dehono, sorry for not noticing your message. I was tabbed out into Discord to read stuff for the longest time. I mean, that's incredibly common, Dehono. Like, literally every time you get a little ping in your friend list that says, you know, you were in a match as a creator, or with a creator. It's very common. Depends on the time of day, obviously, but I have a long list of creators that I run into. Alright, so I think I've mentioned this before, the strategy here. You don't want to match because the game's buggy, and if you mash twice, then sometimes you'll get that, and your character will do a double jump, because the game's netcode sucks, and it doesn't immediately register that the button has been hit. So you want to hit homing attack only once to avoid that situation. Also note that one person has already quit on my team, so we are going to just immediately get less points for every round compared to other players. And the game does nothing to compensate you for that. At least visibly, as far as I'm aware. It'd be nice if it gave you more points based on, you know, per person, because there's no backfill. But yeah, if someone quits, then just get fucked, I guess. And which especially sucks if people get knocked out early in a survival match, like what happened earlier. when I was when I was toxic when Recti was there. I was like, oh, my teammates suck. Oh, except for that one person that I actually know and respect. See, the problem is I'm so used to not playing this with friends that I just get very judgmental of anyone who isn't who isn't meeting my standards, which are very high because I'm an asshole. Let's see. Was there anything else that I wanted to cover? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much about everything. Still hoping that we run into... Uh-oh, I'm tapped out. Still hoping that we run into the Smurf stage. That was the other reason. Because we got the Sonic 3 hunt on stream. Well, speaking of Sonic 3, not the movie, I actually went back and played that so I could get a save up to the Big Arm fight when I eventually get around to playing through the Sega Genesis collection on stream. Man, that game survives based on nostalgia alone. And the Michael Jackson soundtrack. It's not very good in retrospect. Like, Angel Island is fine. It's very nice. Hydrosity is kind of whatever. But it's got great vibes. Very similar to Chemical Plant Zone in that respect. But then every other stage kind of sucks. Marble Garden is awful. It just has all those terrain gimmicks, the tops that are really not fun to interact with. It has like those mimic spike enemies and the grasshoppers that hide in the grass. It's kind of a troll level, and it's immediately followed by Carnival Night Zone, which is just as much of a troll level with bouncers and bumpers and springs shooting you backwards all over the place. So what's funny is I was remarking before about when I was playing Sonic Superstars about the fucking barrels. So what is actually shitty in retrospect is, so you fight the boss of Marble Garden Zone, where you maneuver Tails with up and down on the D-pad. And so that does kind of teach you that, oh, up and down can actually do things. Marble Garden also teaches you that you can like spin dash on against certain things like those blue rollers to manipulate certain things. But then you get to the first barrel of Carnival Night Zone, and it doesn't actually work like that. You have to jump to get meaningful height off of it. But if you're playing with Tails, then much like fucking Sonic 2 special stages where Tails will just lose all his fucking rings all the time, Tails will not keep up with your jump timing. And so you'll jump to get like a whole bunch of height so that you can then come back down on it and make it go down more to spring back further, the way it's supposed to be handled. But Tails will jump after you, get less height because he doesn't jump with optimal timing, and then he'll land before you and cancel most of the momentum of the barrel that you had built up. Yeah, see, that was impossible to win because we were down a person. Wait. We did win. What? Okay, that was me getting fooled by the fact that this game doesn't communicate very well what team you're actually on. You need to look at the color of your character. You can't look at the top because blue is always on the left and red is always on the right. And when it increases in size, that's not indicating what team you're on. No. That just indicates which of the two teams is currently winning. So if you don't look at your character directly, and for some reason I thought I was blue, I'm also just used to the left being the team that you're on. Or some people might assume, well, you're always on blue team because that's blue is good, red is bad. So this game's design is awful. Anyway, So yeah, Tails will actively fuck up your ability to manipulate the barrel. And then you get to the room where you get trapped with the barrel. And that barrel functions differently. Where that one does actually respond to just holding up and down. So thankfully Tails doesn't fuck with you. But if you do try to do it the way that the rest of the level taught you how to manipulate those barrels, then he will fuck with you. And that barrel will not behave the same way as the other barrels. So Carnival Night Zone is probably the worst zone in Sonic history as far as I'm concerned, carried by the awesome track that it has by Michael Jackson. So if you're playing Sonic Origins, like, I can't... You go on to Ice Cap, which again has this great beginning with Sonic on the snowboard. It's got a great song, but it's got this problem where you actually spend most of the stage doing awkward platforming underground. You go above ground in the second level, but then they take you back underground for these awful platforming sequences where you're bouncing on these springs, where if you go super, it becomes very difficult to accurately land on them. Oh, fucking Amy disconnected. Love that. We're gonna see a lot of that Sonic X Rouge perk, and I've been seeing them all day. Really? And somehow they finished in front of me. Very cool. I love this game's netcode. I think that's the best example that we've got on stream. And yeah, those like purple springboard things in Act 2 of Ice Cap Zone are just terrible to land on because they do nothing to secure you, so you just will run straight off them if you're super, because you move so much faster. And then Launch Base Zone is just kind of whatever. It just doesn't have a strong identity. Again, great song. So, like, I can't imagine what playing Sonic 3 without the Michael Jackson soundtrack would be like, because you're taking away almost all the nostalgia. Most of the stages are garbage. The first two, which I believe don't have Michael Jackson songs anyway, like, only 1/3 of that game is good. And now I'm thinking back and I'm looking at the stages for Sonic and Knuckles and I'm like, I always gave Sonic and Knuckles a hard time. Maybe it's because I had to play through Sonic 3 first if I played them combined. Because I didn't often play Sonic and Knuckles on its own. Because why would you? So yeah, just interesting going back to that and realizing that Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 are the better Sonic games after all. And I will fight someone on that. Sonic 3 is not great. So now I'm thinking about, like, should I go through Sonic and Knuckles? But I don't know if I want to. I do remember enjoying Lava Reef Zone, but then conversely, I also remember hating Sandopolis. But maybe Sandopolis with Sonic is fine. It's really just the Knuckles one where the ghosts are always active. That sucks. You know? I am curious about Flying Battery Zone, because, like, that is one of the most iconic zones. Hence why it returned in, you know, Sonic Mania. Oh, I am only playing with one other person. This is great. Love this. I don't know why nobody can stay fucking connected in this squad mode shit, man. Like, the number of people that I see getting disconnected or quitting is way too fucking high. And, like, again, I'm wasting time, potentially resources, for people to just quit. The nice benefit, I guess, is that finishing matches doesn't actually take too much of your time, so you may as well in most cases. Overwatch, on the other hand, like, oh boy, you start a bad game of that and you're like, oh, I'm stuck here for the next, like, potentially 15 minutes. This is terrible. But yeah, like, I remember Flying Battery have some frustrating sections if you went on a lower path, and you had to worry about, like, platforming over, like, the death pits. I remember I had Angel Island and Mushroom Hill confused a bit, because like Angel Island is the one where halfway through you get the boss that sets the forest on fire, and then you have the ship that never actually appears again, that drops a whole bunch of bombs on the forest just before you fight the Eggman mech that Trip uses in Sonic Superstars before Hydrocity Zone. And Mushroom Hill's forest is the one being deforested by the Lumberjack robot. Yeah, like, I'm sure Mushroom Hill is fine. I feel like Flying Battery is probably going to be something that I won't enjoy playing through, but again, the music's good. I remember, again, enjoying everything about Lava Reef. There's just something aesthetic about that stage that I like. And surprisingly, I don't think it was that frustrating, because I don't think the lava kills you outright. I think it just damages you, which is always nice when a game does that. See, that's the problem with the homing attacks in this, because you get popped up at the end there, it actually sometimes gives the other person the advantage if they have something like Baseball Slide off cooldown, because then they can just get ahead of you immediately when you're still in the air. I should have saved my dive kick. But at the same time, you get the most distance out of your dive kick if you can hit the ground. If you use the dive kick and it's all airtime, then you're losing a lot of speed. So, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. I also don't really remember Sky Sanctuary very much. If that was even much of a stage and not just a boss fight. Same goes for Death Egg Zone. I don't really remember that. I imagine it's frustrating to play through. And then, again, the whole Sandopolis situation. But there's a lot of, like, I don't remember these stages. Because I think the problem is I would always just play Sonic 3 and Knuckles locked on. And I would just... I don't think I've gotten Sonic 3 Hunt a single time playing squads. I don't know why they bother showing it. I think I always just played through Sonic 3 and was then like either, oh, I'm satisfied with that, I played through the quote-unquote good part, or I didn't actually like Sonic 3 as much as I thought I did. And I was just enjoying the soundtrack. And then I would just give up once I got to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which admittedly still has some great tracks, like, again, Flying Battery and Lava Reef Zone. And, you know, Mushroom Hill is also pretty good from what I remember. But, like, I feel like I would just get to that point and be like, yeah, no, I'm done. Jesus. The Squads version of this has a lot of these enemies. Oh, and one thing that kind of sucks is, so you have these invincibility skills, like Unstoppable Dash, right? They do not work against environmental effects. Like, if you use Unstoppable Dash and go through the lava, for example, you'll die. Like that. I haven't upgraded enough to have improved turning. For whatever reason, the ring one seems pretty good. Oh, just barely. Oh no, this has to be the top two. Okay, wow. Never mind. That sucks. I just had to hold out for 3 more seconds. I wish I could skip through that faster. What is it called? It's a very generic name. Yeah, Cyclone Dash doesn't have a turning increase. Its turning is just better by default. Here are the time frames, by the way, to know how just ridiculous the schedule is. And then here's the list of... Oh, why are you sending me friend requests? Who cares? This is the various creators that I've encountered playing this game. Oh wow, it's that guy. But yeah, the skill that I just showed that I already forgot the name of, it can actually turn. Unstoppable Dash and Yellow Drill, however, cannot. until you get the improved turning. They can turn slightly, but relying on that is very bad. Yellow Drill is great, but it gets very frustrating using that when you can't turn. Thankfully, I had it on a game mode where I don't often need to turn, but unfortunately, because I have Unstoppable Dash for its invincibility properties, oh, I was tapped out. No. Using that in survival is really frustrating when you do actually need to avoid something and you just careen off the fucking stage. So that is something I kind of wish they would change about certain skills. The improved turning should probably come a lot sooner. Because again, that's just giving more benefits to whales, quite frankly. Ah, god damn it. I don't know. I think it was still too much of a ramp and it ate some of my momentum. Oh my god. Why was I getting pushed backwards? Well, this team seems reasonably competent, and the other people in this lobby don't seem particularly threatening. Nice. I think we all placed before the first person in the second place team did. Yeah, so I apologize in retrospect for just being kind of mouthy and angry this whole stream. It's one of those things where it's like, part of me might in retrospect think of like unlisting this or deleting it or whatever. But at the same time, I think it is important to speak from your chest sometimes and just be like, hey, all this stuff that was supposed to improve the game, in casual play, yeah, but everything above that level has gotten really shitty, and it just kind of makes you hate everyone and yourself. Sometimes for the own decisions that you make, like staying up until 3 or 4 a.m. Because like that's later what's going to happen is once we hit the hour, I'm going to end stream, and I might keep playing this. I might go back to Overwatch, and then I'm gonna wait 2 hours until 1 a.m., which is when I have an alarm that will go off to remind me, oh honey, it's Sonic Rumble party time again. And then I'm gonna play more squads for another 2 hours and hope that that'll be enough to get me into the top 20 before 4 a.m. And you also gotta hope to God, I think I mentioned this during the previous stream, you also gotta hope to God that the game's not gonna go under maintenance and end the weekly rank reset early, which is what they did with the party update. And that was a crock of shit right there. Thankfully, I already secured my, I think that was a week where I just settled for no progress. Because sometimes I just spend so much time playing the game, like, throughout the week, and I'm just like, ugh. I don't want to spend my weekend fucking just grinding this shit for hours. Because that is unfortunately what it takes. Especially now. Like, it used to be... Like, and the longer a season goes on... So, one thing that they have added, actually, is... I may have already done it, so I can't show it today, but with the Party Rumble mode, they have added randomly selected daily rewards, where if you win matches 2 or 3 times back-to-back, or win a couple matches with 150% or like 200% scores, a certain number of times in a given day, you get a daily reward, either like 10k rings or what was the other thing that I don't care about? There are 3 types of rewards. It's rings, there's season score multipliers, which is the good one, and then there's something else. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, so, okay, and this is a situation where I have to look at my character, and I'm like, okay, I am on red team, which means I am on the right. And we are missing a person, so we do have our work cut out for us, but I don't know how many people the other team has. They could also have, well, GU 4 numbers is definitely a bot. Like, I'm just seeing them running along the ground. And that person over there, I can't, there are 2 of them. Azra? Yeah, Azra and Tara. So, and, oh no, the entire enemy team is bots. Okay. All 4 of them are bots. Because Beat is a Jet Force, Jet Set Radio character. And the other 2 have full caps, normal names. Excluding Benjamin on my team. There are some people who will name themselves with the bot naming pattern, like Benjamin. I see a lot. Dimitri, followed by 4 numbers. I see them a lot. They do really well. But yeah, like that was a no contest there. I wonder if there are any actual humans that we had before people started getting eliminated. Because again, I remarked in the race stage that things were actually surprisingly chill. What are we looking at now? Oh, they haven't actually been. Now, I do think that the leaderboard might not update in real time is the other problem. So there have been a lot of times where I've been thinking that I've been sitting nice and clean, only to finish a match and see that I've been leapfrogged by like 5 people, and my rank has gone down significantly. So I'm not sure if it updates in real time, which is another thing that is really bad for your mental, quite frankly. Like, I genuinely wonder if there's going to be a situation at some point in the future where people will be diagnosed with some kind of paranoia. Hey, it's the Smurf stage. Here we go. Based on asynchronous ranking systems. Tails the Down to Fox. That is an amazing screen name. I like that a lot. All right, so the cat will have one of 2 attacks. He'll either run forward, or he'll have a circular AoE like that, and he'll swipe, which you can jump over. What you want to do here is you want to dive kick or slide into that and just go fucking crazy. So you want to watch out for where the snails are. You can jump on top of them, but they're kind of awkward to navigate around. I can't tell what color my power-up is. So this is a universal choke point. You'll always get stuck here. I think I have a regular attack power-up. I don't think I have a handcuff. Sorry, Tails. Can I get over you? Yes. So we do that, and then boom! That's how you do it. That was one of the cleanest runs I've had. Oh, and of course one of our teammates quit. Holy shit, guys. Come on. So, Puck Soppet did something as well. So over there's a snail that doesn't like to move. for a while when everyone gets grouped up there. It's basically if you take a left after the ring barrels, which you'll probably end up doing because you can bounce on the mushrooms to get over the fences and get over there. But that acts as a huge fucking choke point unless you have an attack. You wait for somebody to jump, you attack them in the air. There's also a lot of like Sonic's fiance people. That's a different Benjamin. Why are there two Benjamins? Is this a bot Benjamin? But yeah, when you're stuck behind that snail, you wait for somebody to jump, you attack them in the air, and then you can either launch yourself or double jump over the fence. So that one person, I think, had a handcuff and just got some ridiculous air. All right. Perfect. And this is a remix of the Superstars song, isn't it? Oh, I hate getting stuck down here. Yeah. And then just make sure you don't touch the stick, because that's until that happens. Oh, they even have the like the voice samples and stuff. I feel like that "Let's Go" might even be from Rhythm Thief as well. How are we doing so bad all of a sudden, guys? Guys, I really wish you could see the scores of your other teammates, because I like blaming people, as has been clear this entire stream. Yeah, we've probably got like 2 more before the maybe. Depends on if we get knocked out, I guess. Because it's generally about 6 minutes per complete thing. Maybe when the emote spam happens, that's just an indication that you're playing with a bunch of bots. Maybe not. It seems like the more people started using emotes, the more everyone else was incentivized to use emotes. We should look at their profile and see if they're actually a Master Emerald Rumbler currently. Oh. Don't know why I got a bunch of air there all of a sudden. And this is one of the worst stages to get stuck behind people. Okay, so what you do is... I fucked that up. Oh. So you don't want to use any abilities while you are in the snow. You will lose all your speed. You want to make sure that the snow goes away, or you trigger your movement ability above the snow. So if you dive kick, you want to jump and dive kick from the air. And then you'll be able to glide through a whole bunch of snow all at once. Okay, I'm paired up with bots. Yeah. Well, I guess we're getting 2 extra. Wait, does everyone qualify from the first round? Wait, I see a Dimitri. There's another Sonato. I don't know. There are more than 4 groups, I guess. I've also never seen Godzilla Survival in this. Oh god, this is the thing that the American education system failed on earlier. Let's see how this fucking goes. Tilt the machine to drop the balls into the hole. Over here, idiots! Over here, idiots! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! Nobody understands physics! Oh. Oh my god. You're so stupid. Oh, I see. They're trying to push the fucking ball. Oh my god. Not how this works, man. What happened there? I am gonna report that person. They are effectively sabotaging us by pushing the ball. Oh wow, literally the exact same thing happened. Oh, can I not report them? Because I quit, because I left. Oh, I can't. Shit. But yeah, that there's a inactive / non-team idle, non-team player / idle situation. Man, that was somehow worse than the footage I captured earlier, because I was paired with 3 people who just were not in the correct corner. I did not expect to see someone who saw, oh, you push ball in other stages, therefore I push ball here. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. I'm so happy I got, like, live footage of that. So yes, remember kids, Charge Blast, aka Cortisol Blast, costs IQ. Every time you use it, you lose brain cells. And then you get a room temperature IQ, and then you're qualified for the the average of the American education system, which clearly does not teach its students physics. Those are my fucking Gen Alpha Zoomer memes. The triple threat combo, all for you. Cortisol Blast costs 6-7 IQ every time you use it. Yes. Actually, would 67 degrees Fahrenheit be considered room temp? That'd be really funny if so. Perfect. What does it go for? The orange. And I hope nobody uses a skill to get past me. Perfect. Okay, what is room temp Fahrenheit? 68 to 74. It's almost perfect. Yes. You just missed something, Cthulhu, or I just missed something? Anastasia 1560. What a bot name. I don't know, it's one of these weird things where God, I forget the name of the company. All the weird fucking Gamergate people. Was it Sweet Baby? Yeah. They kept complaining about that. Like, one thing I will say about Rovio, the people who made this game, is, guys, Costco hot dog, why are you letting me down like this? They would always complain about, like, I'm fucking losing my mind here, because there was a certain term for it, for all the people who like the fucking weird Blizzard breast milk drinker guy, the anti-DEI crowd, whatever. They would always complain about any games that they believed that Sweet Baby had worked on to try and make them like progressive and whatnot. And I just feel like all the names, because you're getting a lot of like very different cultural. You're getting like Alexei, Dimitri, the name that we just saw. You're getting like Arif, like a bunch of Middle Eastern names. Just names from all over that are very Simon, SZYMON, where it's like every time I see that name, I'm like immediately, oh, that's a bot. That's not a name that people put on their screen name ever. Like, it's fine if that's your name, but that's not something you put in a screen name. I could understand some dude running around with full cap Benjamin. Yes, Cosby Sweeters. Yeah, that's the real. We're blue and we're losing. Oh my god! See, that's what I mean. Cortisol blast. There's no reason to do that because that just locks down everyone. I mean, technically, that prevents us from being able to min-max our rings. That does do something here, but it's not super significant, and it's just kind of impacting everyone the same. Yeah. Normally, I would, if I was in the lead here, I would stop to grab all the rings individually. No. Get out of the tornado. Thank you. Somebody pop up. Thank you. I need a shield. Oh my god, this sucks, man. Oh, it's because we got a bot. Yeah. We're missing a person and we have a bot. See, they really need to do something. So, like, if you make it to ring survival and you're missing a person, they should give you a bot. And give that bot a certain number of rings, because, like, ring survival is the total combined amount of all the rings that you've achieved across 4 stages. So losing one person means you are effectively losing about a quarter of your team's score. Okay, can we get one more? It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. Can we get one more? No! Damn it. Okay, we'll do one thing, a party rumble, and see if I haven't done my dailies there. Looks like I have. It would normally show, like down around here. Maybe I have a screenshot of some of the rewards. Let's see. Yeah, so the thing that I was mentioning before, because you can now get seasonal score multipliers from random drops from the toy capsules and daily party rumble goals and stuff, it has unfortunately become very easy for score multipliers to be... Oh, Omni character Omni tokens are the other reward that I don't care about. So it's seasonal score multipliers is the good one. You can get like 10k rings, which is okay, I guess. And then the Omni tokens, which is like whatever. Collect your Funko Pops, everybody. They'll be worth something someday. They won't. Oh, the Funko Pops are mine! Get away! Get your own! Oh, I did not do very well. Alright, well, that is enough for Sonic Rumble. I'm probably gonna go play Overwatch for a couple hours and then boot this up again at 1 a.m. For the final fucking push. Is there anything else I want to show off before I end? I don't think so. They also broke something where now I can't exit this menu with circles sometimes after interacting with it. Oh, we can do one of these. I don't think I've shown this off. Maybe I have. So these are just the single-player stage challenges. Specifically, this is the hard difficulty one. That adds extra obstacles compared to the standard. Interesting. There's no buttons to hit. Because normally what you do is you hit a couple of the buttons at the top, and then you just camp the doorway and wait for other people to open it for you. Perfect. All right. So that'll do that. Oh yes. The Care Bears look so awful. They look like weird men in suits. Is the only way I can describe how they maneuver through the stages. But yeah, it sucks that I kind of have to choose between both of those. Unstoppable Dash certainly tilts me from time to time, but Ring Survival matters more overall. So I'm going to be upgrading that one next. So yeah, that'll do it for now. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Take care of yourselves, and probably some Demon Tide soon. That's a very good question, especially considering that the Smurf designs are like the new, most recent Smurf cartoon. So, I don't know. It's very strange. Very strange. Sega's social media also had responded to a thing saying somebody commented on Mickey Mouse crossing over with Bluey, and someone was like, "Oh, I'd love to have Bluey in Sonic Rumble," and then Sega's social media responded to it, and they're like, "Oh." It's like, okay, this is really weird. I generally don't think children play this game. Like, at the same time, how else would we explain the people who don't understand physics in that one stage? But I feel like this game's player counts. I think it's a fast penguin situation where a few whales are keeping this game alive with how much they're spending. Because there's no way parents would spend $50 fucking dollars on a fucking furry skin, when you could spend like 10 to 20 bucks on a Fortnite skin instead. You know, like that's a ridiculous ask. I think everything in this game. I don't know what you're trying to say with that statement. Half-Life 2 is it free to play? Because if it is, then they probably do. Although I think the kids play Portal more than anything. Ah, right. Anyway, take care, and I will see you when I happen to see you. Peace.